Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel where stories and other random things take center stage. And I'm very happy, by the way. So, yay. Happy Monday to all of you. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Because I can tell you, as of the time of this recording, I definitely am. So, I'm very happy. So, welcome to today's video on Blind Woman Reviews. And today, I'm super excited to finally be reviewing Geekerella, which I have recommended at least once in my channel. At least. I know I've recommended it a little bit more than that. So I can tell you that. I recommended more than that a couple of weeks ago, maybe around October. I even did, or late September, I did a fan culture reads recommendation, and this was on it. So I'm super happy to finally be reviewing it on this lovely Monday, which by the time you're watching will be the day before my flight. How exciting. Anyway, here is the description. Cindrella goes to the con in this fandom fueled twist on the classic fairy tale. Part romance, part love letters to nerd culture, and all totally adorbs. Geekerella is a fairy tale for anyone who believes in the magic of fandom. Geek girl Elle Whittemore lives and breathes Starfield, the classic sci-fi series she grew up watching with her late father. So when she sees a cosplay contest for a new Starfield movie she has to enter, the prize, an invitation to the Excelsicon cosplay ball, and a meet and greet with the actor slated to play Federation Prince Carmendor in the reboot. With savings from her gig at the Magic Pumpkin food truck and her dad's old costume, Elle's determined to win, unless her stepsisters get there first. Teen actor Darian Freeman used to live for cons before he was famous. Now they're nothing but autographs and awkward meet and greets. Playing Carmendor is all he's ever wanted, but the Starfield fandom has written him off as just another dumb heartthrob. As Excelsicon draws near, Darian feels more and more like a fake until he meets a girl who shows him otherwise. So, first of all, this is so well written. This book itself is just super, super, super well written. I actually really love the way this book is written. I think it's amazing. I really got into it, and the love for fandom can really be shown in this book. Like, you could really feel the fandom love. And that is one of the things I love about this this book. Like, you can tell the love for fandom. The pacing is great. It's kind of adorable. It's like super light for the reading. I will say this, it's a very light reading. For me, it's like I literally picked this up because I'm like, you know what? I want to read fandom. I also want to read something light. And the Once Upon a Con series, although it does touch on certain themes that could definitely have quite the like their own story in a way, and maybe even take more times for it. So I think that's something that I actually kind of appreciate, that it's at least, you know, it gives us more to more of a lighter touch, and it gives us the positive of fandom mainly. The one thing I will say is that I think the book was, I don't know, it was something of a of like, for me it felt kind of like being pushed into this new fandom, but also being able to appreciate it for what it is. I feel like the fact that this author was able to come up with her own fandom is amazing. And I like it because I think, you know, it shows a lot, and the fact that she really got into it. Like, there is so much nuanced in this when it comes to the fandom, and stuff like that. But speaking of fandom, it shows us a little bit more than that. I do find that this book gives us the positive of fandom, but also some parts of the negatives, but not a lot of it. But before I get into that part, I will say it is well written. The pacing is great. It definitely feels YA. Like, you can tell it's cute YA, and you can tell the lightness of it, even though it does touch on some darker subjects that come up. Like I said, it's also super relatable in a way. How fandom is kind of magical in a way when it comes to helping the people that tend to be in those fandoms. So I find myself feeling like I'm understood in this fandom book, and it's amazing. So if you don't know anything, I'm a really big fan of if you know anything about me specifically, I'm a really big fan of Dragon Ball. I know I've recommended it, so I'm assuming you know. But if you're new to the channel, I'm a really, really big fan of Dragon Ball, and I'm a really big fan of anime itself. But the way I got into it was interesting, and the reasons I got into them were interesting. I'm not going to explain it here because that would take a story, and but yeah, I got into it for reasons relating to my own life and my feelings about certain things. And the fact that this kind of made me feel like, oh my gosh, I understand, you know, like I've understood, because I know how fandom is, and I know how sometimes people might look at fandom, but it does show the positives in how this specific show in a way helped the main characters. That, for example, Darien literally says that Starfield saved his life. For Elle, it was the show she was, and I have felt this before when it comes to Dragon Ball, and in a way even Naruto now too. I have felt this before, and she said that those characters were her friends. They were there when other people weren't. They were loyal to her when real people in real life would tease her and call her weird and all that fun stuff. So I feel like I understand it, because I've had that when I watch Dragon Ball. It's like when I was a little bit younger, and I still feel that way sometimes when it comes to books. So it makes me feel great that I'm understood in the fandom. Fandom is magical, even though it has a negative side to it too, which is actually explored a little bit here, and that is that maybe not all of us, but you know, in fandom, there is a toxic and negative side that dehumanizes the people that are playing their favorite characters. And there have been, from my understanding, there have been people who have literally threatened like actors for one reason or another. They've sent like death threats. Apparently there was something with, like, when they don't like something or that they don't think it's perfect for them, they write to the creator, they write to the voice actors and all that stuff. That is horrible. But also there are, you know, there is the one where, you know, they feel like some people might be faking it, and so on and so forth. There's also, besides the negative, there's also the positive side, which is where you find a community in the fandom, and that all of, like, the positive side of fandom at least will support you and will understand you and will relate to you. Now that is amazing. Now the more negative side of fandom is portrayed, is explored more in the second book, but we're going to talk about that maybe next week. And I say maybe because I'm actually currently reading it as of the time of this recording, and I'm actually taking a break so I can record this review, and along with like 4 other videos. But yes, so we, there is a positive and negative side that is explored here, but overall this is definitely a love letter to fandom and to the people that are involved in these communities. So thank you, Ashley Poston, for making me feel extremely appreciated, because I seriously do. This book makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel like I'm in my place where I belong the most, and I feel great. So thanks for the book and the other 2 books. And I always describe this book as Fairy Tale Princess meets um uh meets fandom, and that is literally what that is. This is a Cindrella retelling, but based in fandom, and I love it. I have no critiques. It's very cute. I especially like the romance here. The romance here is very adorable. Um Especially because they don't even know what they look like. They kind of just fell in love through text messages. I don't feel like I'm, by the way, spoiling since I'm not giving specifics, but they fell in love mainly through text messages, and they became friends / fell in love through text messages and some weird coincidence. It's an adorable meet cute, but it's not the biggest part of the book, so I don't have a big deal over it. I don't make a big deal over it because it's not the biggest part of the book. So yeah, it's adorable. It's cute. So if you're looking for something cute and light instead of something heavy, like extremely heavy fantasy or extremely heavy science fiction or extremely heavy anything, this is definitely my recommendation. And if you want to read about a book with true love to fandom, I think this is it. So let me know what you think. I will be coming back tomorrow for another video on a writing update. By the time you see tomorrow's video, I'll probably be in the airport. So yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this book. I love it. I love it so much. 5 stars for me. My second time rereading, and it still feels amazing. So give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you're interested in my content. Turn on notifications so you're aware when I release videos. I will be back, like I said, tomorrow. So come back tomorrow at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're awake, because it says my YouTube analytics tells me that the majority of my viewers are on YouTube at 5 a.m. So I wanted to accommodate everybody who is there. And by the way, this only says it at this amount of time, but for now, this is the time as of now, unless the time changes, and I'm I'm basically trying to accommodate my audience. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow with a writing update. And yeah, until then, consume stories.